This is Making Monsters. Today we're going to make monsters. First you need your team baggie, and inside your team baggie you will find everything you need. You will, if you take everything out, you'll see that you have 3 different colors of construction paper. You have orange, and you have green, and you have purple. Digging further in there, we'll find we have other things. We've got our tracers. We've got a monster outline. We have our other little tracers, which we'll go over in a second. And we have 3 white papers, 3 black papers, 3 red papers, and 3 yellow papers. Waiting for me to pull them out of the bag. Here we go. Ta-da, got them. You need 1 of each. So 1 yellow, 1 red, 1 black, 1 white, and then you get to choose the color of your monster. Put all those other things back in your baggie so that your teammates can choose theirs when they're ready to do theirs. I'm going to choose purple because that's my favorite color. I'm going to put the rest of the papers back in the baggie. Unless your teammates are all working on it at the same time, you don't have to put them back. But I'm going to because I'm doing this by myself. Okay, so first I'm going to take my purple paper and my monster tracer, and I'm going to make sure I hold it down carefully, and I'm going to trace around the outside edge. I want to make sure not to move it. If you do move it, you have to line it back up again, otherwise it's going to be wonky looking. So here we go, tracing around the outside edge. Stay close to the edge of the tracer. If you make a mistake, go back and retrace. And here we go, round and round the monster. Faster, faster. This is sped up in magical high speed, so don't try and do it this fast. It took me a lot longer than this to actually do this. Okay, so I do that. Then I do my inside square. I'm going to lift it carefully to make sure that all my lines are. You can't see my lines because they're in pencil, but I can see them, and I made sure that I had all my lines, so I'm ready to go. So I'm going to set this tracer aside, give it to my neighbor, or put it back in my baggie, depending on if someone needs it or not. And then I'm going to look and see what else I have in my other little baggie. So I dump it out, and I'm going to sort them by color. I have some there that are white. So this one says white. This one says, and I'm going to put all the white ones together, and the yellow ones and the red one together. Okay, now I'm going to trace all my white ones. So that one says make 2, so I'm going to make 2 of those. Having a little bit of trouble hanging on to it so that it goes all the way around, but make sure you get the whole circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are monster eyes. They're not perfectly round. So just do it as best you can. And then I'm going to trace the teeth. There's a top set of teeth with the fangs and a bottom set of teeth. So I'm going to trace those next, still on my white paper. And notice I'm going from the inside corner to the outside. It's a little easier to make straight lines that way. And I'm holding the rest of it with my other hand. I'll spread out my fingers to make it more secure, whatever it takes to hold it still. And then I'm going to trace my top fangs. This one I could just go up and down. I think the way the zigzags were, it was a little bit easier. Could be because I was doing it the opposite direction that it seemed easier. But anyway, so I go all the way around the top fangs. Make sure you get all the edges so you know where to cut. And I didn't get the top, so I made sure I got the top before I picked it up, and there we go. Okay, that's all done. I can give those to my partners or put back in my baggie for later. Now I'm going to make 4 of these, and I want to make sure I space them correctly, because if I put it in the middle, I won't have enough room. So I'm going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to start tracing. Now I'm going to go super speed tracing. Maybe. There we go, faster tracing. Okay, so now I've got my hands and feet. Now I'm going to trace my tongue, trace my red, go around really quickly, making sure I do a good job so I have a nice place to cut. There we go. Now the only thing I didn't trace was the black one, because I'm just going to cut that out, free cut. So I have all my things that I'm going to cut out. So first I'm going to do my monster, and I need my glue and my scissors so that I'm ready to put my monster together when it's all cut out. I'm using adult scissors, you'll use kid scissors. And you want to make sure when you're cutting that you use that inside part of the scissor, because you have more control that way. So that's the fulcrum. That's where the 2 inclined planes are connected that make the cutting action. So you can see right there, you have more control there. Out here, you don't have as much control. So you want to make sure that you stay close to the inside and cut slowly. Now I'm going to cut fast to save time. So you'll see that speed up. Here we go. Super fast cutting. Don't cut at this rate of speed. Do not try this at home. Do it nice and slow. But you can kind of see the pattern where I cut in towards the corner, come out again and cut in towards the corner. Come out and cut in towards the corner on all of them. There we go. Super speed cutting with magic. I am a professional. Do not try this at home. Just kidding. I am a professional, but I sped up the film. And there we go. Done. Now you're going to do your inside circles. What you want to do is bend it. Make just a teeny crease. You don't want to fold it. So you don't want a folded monster. But that way you can pinch a little slit into the center. Now here's a trick for doing inside rectangles. So you stick your scissor through the slit you made and you go on a diagonal to the corner of the rectangle. And you're going to do that so it makes like an X, like you're cutting an X in the middle, so that each corner is the corner of a triangle, and the triangles are easier to cut out. So there I made 4 cuts out to the corners, and now I have 4 triangles to cut out. Boom, 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 and boom. I think that was 4 booms. There we go. 1 triangle cut out. I feel like the count on Sesame Street. 1 triangle cut out. 2 triangles cut out. 3 triangles. 4 triangles cut out. Oh, excellent. Okay, there's the body of my monster. I'm going to throw away my scraps because we want to keep a neat and tidy craft space. There we go. Just pull the trash can out and whip them in there. Okay, now we're going to do the white stuff. We're going to do the 2 eyeballs and the teeth. And we're doing this high speed because we're taking up a ton of time. There we go. Those bottom teeth, notice I went from the, or that was the top teeth, the fangs. So you go from the outside in, outside in, outside in. Okay, now I'm going to cut out the tongue. Not my actual tongue. Not a good idea. Just my paper tongue. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to cut out the hands and feet. I'm going to do this fast as well. This one I didn't do the out in, or the in one. I just turned the paper carefully because it's a little harder to do with the rounded parts. So I just turned the paper, not the scissors. Okay, now I'm going to cut out my pupils. Pupils, cut out your pupils. A little homonym fun there. Multiple meanings. Pupil meaning student, and pupil meaning the black part of your eyeball, the hole in the middle of your eye. Mine came out kind of teardrop shaped, which I thought was kind of cool, so I kept them that way, and it gave me some options for some expressions. Yours can be perfectly round, that's fine. Mine came out teardrop shaped, which I thought was kind of awesome looking. Almost like a cat eye. And then I'm going to do just a little bit of glue, like Miss McKelvey says. Dot, dot, not a lot, until you flip your eyeball over. There we go. Get your little pupil and stick it in the middle there. Figure out where you want it and stick it on. There we go. And now we do the other one. My finger was a little sticky, so I was able to hold the pupil onto my finger just by touching it. And have little shaky hands there. Sometimes my hands shake, so it was a little hard to glue. But there we go. There's my eyeballs, the pupils on them. Now I can decide on what expression I want. I can do that. He looks happy. He looks sad. He looks surprised. He looks like he has a concussion because his pupils aren't even. Just kidding. I'm not going to have a concussed monster. I'm just going to glue my eyes on the way that I want them, with the expression I want. Boom. And boom. It's always nice when the glue works right away. Okay, so there's my eyes. Now I'm going to glue my teeth on. Now you want to kind of decide which is the front of your teeth. Like mine have pencil marks on them, but I wasn't too worried about it. If you want to use the back side of it where there's no pencil marks, you can. That's fine. However you want to do it. Just make one line of glue along that straight edge of the teeth, because that's where you're going to glue it to the back of his mouth, not the front side. You want it glued on the back. So notice I laid the monster on top of it. This is the better way to do it. You'll see on the bottom teeth I did it a different way and it didn't work out so well. Turn it over so it doesn't stick to the table. Let it set for a minute. And you're going to put the glue on the flat part of the bottom teeth. And now watch. See, I put it on here and I thought, oh, I'm super slick putting it on like this. And then you notice it slid. Now look, boom, it slid onto the table and they were raised up. It was a hot mess. So I just laid the monster on top of it, put it where I wanted it, where it looked best, and there we go. Boom, done. Okay, next we're going to glue on the tongue using the same technique. Just a little bit of glue on the bottom straight edge. And I'm going to put, this was a little bit easier to glue from behind because I was gluing it behind the teeth. So there we go. And then I'm going to glue on the hands and the feet. Now the hands can stick out or they can stick in. I wanted mine to stick in. Oh wait, I did the feet first, sorry. So I wanted mine standing up. So I put a little bit of glue on the top of the foot, but you could put the glue by the toes and glue it the other way so that he looks like he's sitting. And there we go, that's glued on. And now I'm going to do my hands. Okay, and you can have your hands pointing in like mine, or you can have them pointing out like he's reaching for something. But I wanted mine pointing in. Whatever makes you happy with your monster. He is, after all, your monster. And there you go. That is how you make your monster. But I forgot one thing. Didn't write my name. So turn your monster over and write your name. Do not write name. That is not your name. Just write your personal name. There you go. Just like that. Then we know whose monster it is. Very cute. Awesome job.